Hi guys, and welcome to another fragrance related video. And today we've got fragrance personality tag, and I got excited when I saw this tag because I haven't done this tag yet, and I thought that it might be fun to go through these 12 questions with y'all on my channel. So this is a perfume tag that has 12 questions in it about fragrance, and it helps you to know a fragrance hobbyist a little better, so that's why we're doing it today. And yeah, let's get into it without further ado. So first question, what fragrance makes you feel like a boss babe? Okay. So a boss babe scent, and I need to say that to me it's Lalique Le Parfum. This one is a really pretty scent. It is, to me, it's vanilla with very pretty kind of like a little green bay leaf type of note, and it's super aromatic vanilla. And I just feel like it's fresh, but at the same time very feminine, but at the same time it makes me feel like a boss babe. And during like summertime it actually kind of smells to me like actual raspberry bushes. I don't know why, I don't know if it has some berry in it, but to me it smells like the leaves of a raspberry bush during like summertime, and I find it really cool and different. It reminds me a little bit of YSL Libre, but it's a lot more nice in my opinion. So yeah, definitely Lalique Le Parfum. So that's my boss babe scent. And then next question, what is your go-to bedtime fragrance? And my go-to bedtime fragrance, I'd say, is probably Boum Savon. This is a really fresh kind of bubble bath type of fragrance, and I've used it quite a lot, as you can see. And I like this especially during summertime after shower when I go to sleep, because it just smells like clean soap and it makes me feel super refreshed at the same time. It's very sweet, it's very nice, and definitely a really good cheapie. So yeah, this is my go-to bedtime scent. Then question number three, what is a hug in a bottle? And this one I have to give to Lattafa Raghba, and this is, oh my god, such a pretty scent. Yeah, so this is a oud fragrance with this nice, very sweet, super sweet vanilla in the background, a little bit of incense and that woodiness together. And it's definitely Middle Eastern, but in the most feminine way possible. It's the most feminine oud fragrance I have, and I just really find it ooey gooey and kind of sexy and nice and warm. So that kind of all reminds me of a hug. So this is definitely a fragrance that I'd say is really huggable. So yeah. Then what is the sexiest fragrance in your collection? Number 4. And I have to say absolutely that it's Revlon Ciara. And this one, whew, this is a man magnet, a man killer fragrance, definitely a boss babe scent also. Could have put that in the boss babe category, but mainly the reason why I didn't was because this is less versatile, because it's so heavy. This is a kind of like a little bit incensey, balsamic, rosewood type of scent, and it smells like smoke and raspberry. It's a really interesting fragrance. I've noticed that many men find this super attractive on a woman. It's very sexy, and almost every time I wear it I get some like people just opening doors to me and doing things like that, because I guess it's attractive to them. So I think it definitely plays up your sex appeal, and this is a really interesting fragrance for that. I really like it. So yeah, definitely Revlon's Ciara. Yes, then what is a fragrance I can't part with? And I think that that would be Christopher Dark's Open. And this is a opium clone, YSL Opium, but I think that this version is better than the nowadays rendition of Opium, because Opium has been reformulated a couple of times and the latest composition isn't very close to the original in my opinion. I think that this dupe is way closer to the original Opium than the current formulation, and that is why I like this better. But this is a cheapie. This was, I think, 30 euros for 100 milliliters, but this is exactly like Opium. So it's a incensey kind of olibanum type of really heavy fragrance with a lot of spices. This is very oriental smelling, and it has that kind of oranges type of smell in the background, and it's super sweet and dense. So this to me it's very sexy also. I find it to be one of the sexiest kind of like wintertime fragrances. I also feel like it goes perfectly with Christmas. I don't know why. And it's also very sexy and dense and everything. So I definitely think that this is one of the fragrances that I will never let go of my collection. I think that it's always going to be part of my collection. I have a backup bottle of this and I use it all the time, and especially during like winter time, sometimes even during summertime if I'm at home by myself, because I really like the DNA of this one. I like the spices in it, I like how it's sexy, I like how it's very commanding and yeah, so opened by Christopher Dark. Yes. Okay, then fragrance I would recommend for a beginner. And for that I think I have to say Mad Love by Katy Perry. And the reason being that this is a really easygoing, nice everyday fragrance for any time of the year. It's cheap, so you're not gonna dish out a lot of money. I think I paid 20 euros for 100 milliliters or even less. So it's a very cheap fragrance, but it's a really nice creamy kind of like floral strawberry creaminess, milkiness type of fragrance. And I think that many people would actually enjoy it. It has some coconutiness in it that I really like. And I just feel like this is a very likable, clean girl type of scent. And I definitely think that if you're just getting into fragrances, this kind of creaminess might be really nice and easy to like, okay? So yeah, definitely Katy Perry Mad Love for that. Okay, then fragrance I love but people hate, and I need to probably say for this too Ciara by Revlon, because I also know that some people hate this kind of heavier fragrances, and Ciara is definitely one of those that can overwhelm people who don't like heavy fragrances. So I think that this is kind of a dividing fragrance. I really like it, I find it very sexy. I find it very classic, vintagey, but some people don't like those heavier, vintagier fragrances, and for that reason I think that this is one of the most polarizing scents that I own, and some people would absolutely hate it. I think it's kind of an interesting fragrance in it that the people who like it a lot, and the people who hate it absolutely. So it's kind of you're gonna be either or. So it's not a safe blind buy. It's not something that if you don't like heavy fragrances, like you're definitely not gonna like this. But if you do, like you might enjoy it a lot. Like that's what Ciara by Revlon is like. So I think that this is the most hated in my collection, along with You Femme, I'd say. Those two are pretty polarizing scents. So yeah, then number 8, fragrances that are overhyped in your opinion. And I don't have the original. I have a dupe for what I'm gonna talk about, but I have to say Baccarat Rouge 540 and all the dupes for it. This is a dupe by Lattafa. This is Opulent Musk, and I feel like Opulent Musk is way overhyped. The whole Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA, I find it overhyped. I know that many people like it. I've had some compliments on it. when I've worn this. This is a very similar fragrance to Baccarat Rouge 540, but because I'm not that much into the whole fragrance DNA, I just mildly like it. That's why I have a dupe of it and not the original. But yeah, I just feel like it's overplayed, overdone. I don't find it that interesting, honestly. I don't think it's bad. I just feel like it's just not giving that much to me, and I honestly don't understand the whole hype around Baccarat Rouge 540 type of DNA, and I feel like it's not a bad fragrance. I just feel like personally it's not my favorite either, and I guess it just does not hit the spot as much with me personally. So I think that Baccarat Rouge 540 and all its dupes are the most overhyped fragrance at this moment, and I'm kind of over the whole hype. And honestly, even this one, I'm kind of like, okay, it's fine, but I usually use it to layer with other fragrances. I very rarely use this by itself, so that kind of tells you that it's not my favorite. And yeah, definitely. So yeah, this is Lattafa Opulent Musk, and I think it's overhyped. The whole DNA is overhyped, in my opinion. Then, what fragrance is on the chopping block? And at this moment, I don't think I have any fragrances in the chopping block. I've just done 2 different declutters, and I had many fragrances on the chopping block for that. So right now in my collection I don't have any that I'm thinking about like getting rid of, because I just did my whole ass declutter, so I feel like I'm in a good place with my collection right now. I don't think I need to get rid of anything right now. So yeah, nothing's on the chopping block right now. Question number 10. What was your last purchase? And my last purchase was Sheik Shuyuk Luxe, and this could have been also one of the ride or die like fragrances for life. I really like this one. It's a really good fragrance. I like the amberiness in it. I feel like it has a pretty much like perfect DNA. In my opinion, it's sweet, it's nice, it's sexy. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this. I love the cinnamon note in it. It's just this kind of heavy unisex type of amber, and I really like those kind of scents, and I feel like they suit me a lot. So this is definitely my favorite. And my last purchase. So this is Sheik Shuyuk by Lattafa. Yes. Then what is on your fragrance wish list? And at this moment I have only one fragrance on my fragrance wish list, and that is Lattafa's Aban. And the reason being because I've heard that it's a copy for or dupe for Tom Ford's Rose Prick, and I like rose fragrances a lot, and I like powdery rose fragrances a lot, and I've heard that Aban is exactly that kind of fragrance, so I think that I would really enjoy it. It's also super affordable, so I'm really thinking about like buying it at some point. I'm not gonna do it right now because I might end up moving soon, so kind of like ordering it might be a little difficult right now. But anyway, Aban by Lattafa is what I've been thinking about purchasing next, but I'm still kind of on the fence about it because I have a couple of fragrances that are a little similar, so I'm like, do I need it? Honestly, this is something that I do with all my fragrances all the time. I usually don't buy anything unless I'm like 100% certain, like yes, this is gonna be good and I need it. So yeah, that's why I'm still not sure if I'm gonna buy Lattafa's Aban. But I really like Lattafa fragrances, so usually like almost 10 out of 10 times I've been really happy with my purchases from them. There's been a couple of misses, but mostly their fragrances have been great, so I'm like, why not? Honestly. So yeah, Aban by Lattafa. And then last question on this tag, what is your number one frag for life? And honestly, oh my god, I'm finding this a really hard question because I have kind of two fragrances, so I'm gonna tell you both, okay? So one is like Open by Christopher Dark, and this has been like my signature scent for a long time. I wear it all the time. I definitely find it sexy. It's one of my like wintertime favorites, so this one. But lately I've been kind of getting over the DNA just a little bit. Like, some part of me finds it a little old-fashioned nowadays, and I've started to enjoy Sheik Shuyuk Luxe way more. I don't know, like, I feel like this hits the same spot almost for me, like that kind of spiciness and that kind of like really heaviness and that kind of amberiness. Like, yeah, I get it from this also, but for some reason I find this a little more modern and I like it better. So I've been kind of like gravitating towards Sheik Shuyuk Luxe being my current favorite fragrance. But my favorite fragrance for life, I don't think I have one honestly, because it keeps changing what I like. So I'm just finding that this is the current one probably, but it might be something else in a couple of months, because I'm just like that, like my taste changes and I like something for a while and then I get over it and I like something else and I get bored with things. So right now it's Sheik Shuyuk Luxe, okay, my favorite. But it has been open for like 3 years. So this one has been my favorite for 3 years. So I don't know, like the two of these are kind of like fighting for it at this moment. As you can see, I'm a heavy hitter queen. I like heavy hitters and I like this kind of deep fragrances that are sexy. So yeah, these two are probably my favorite at this moment. So yeah, that was my fragrance personality tag. I hope you guys like this video and I hope you guys subscribe to the channel if you are into this kind of content. I post pretty regularly on fragrance TikTok and fragrance YouTube. What am I talking about? Fragrance YouTube, and I really enjoy making these videos for you guys. And yeah, just exploring fragrance is something that I enjoy a lot. It's my hobby. And I've been really mindful about my buys lately, so I've been doing more videos about my collection so far. But I hope you guys like those videos also. And yeah, that's all for today. I see you guys in my next video. Have a scentful day. Bye!